Hey everyone, sorry for the background noise. It's just my computer's doing some stuff and I can't sort of stop it right now. Anyway, I'm Morten, your host today, and this is another hobby vlog. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, which you might not be since you might have clicked on this because of the Marvel miniatures in the title above or below, I don't remember how it is. It doesn't matter. Welcome. I am going to be looking at some of the miniatures I painted this week, which will be Marvel miniatures from Night Models, and it is the Avengers for the Marvel Universe miniatures game, I believe it's called. Yeah. So let's just take a look at Black Widow and Thor. Be right back. And here we have Black Widow, who's the first of the models that I've been painting this week. I have the flash on right now, so it's blurring out her face a little bit, but I hope you can still kind of tell what it looks like. So obviously I'm used to painting, the Hobbit miniatures, and they all, Hobbit Lord of the Rings miniatures, and just as an example, there's, like, frames and scope. Even this dwarf is more in line with, realism, which isn't the case with these Marvel miniatures, because they're not supposed to, represent realistic proportions. I think that's fairly obvious from the get-go. Here you can see a size difference. This is Gandalf, just randomly. Yeah, hello, Black Widow, says Gandalf. Anyway, obviously, these have comic book proportions. You gotta, that's how it is. I should say right now, given the circumstances, I am very happy that they didn't go further with Black Widow than they did when it comes to. I'm glad they didn't zip down her, her costume to give her cleavage and all that stuff, because that's not what Black Widow is about. Black Widow is an awesome character. Anyway, we're not talking about characters, we're talking about painting. But that was just sort of a sidetrack. I'm glad they didn't make her pose any more, I guess, sexy than what you have here. This is, obviously, it's slightly exaggerated for comic book efficiency, whatever, but she isn't revealing herself. She's fighting. She has her arm out. She doesn't have her hands through her hair and stuff. So I like the pose, and I think it's a very good representation of Black Widow. But anyway, so the painting, obviously I spray all my miniatures black. And then I did her face first, where I used a base of blackout flesh, and then I shaded it with Carabao Crimson to give some, like, rouge, and I used some blue paint. I don't remember which blue paint I used for the eyes. Let's see if we can sort of get an idea of her face. I think you can sort of get an idea of it. I did my best not to make her look too masculine in the face, because this is my first female character painted. I think I succeeded in not making her masculine. That's very important to me. The hair was first done with Double Brown as a base, and then it was shaded and highlighted all the way up to corn red. So I used a mix of Double Brown and corn red for the first layer on it. Then I used non-oil to shade down, and then I did a slightly brighter version, non-oil, and ended up with a little bit of corn red on the tips and, the most protruding places. The costume, obviously, black, and then I basically did the same standard. Had non-oil for shading, and then I had Dawnstone and mixed in with less and less black for the highlights until the very last, which is just Dawnstone. And then I used two different golds for the for the wrist guards and belt. The wrist guards, also known as the Widow's Bite. I used Balthasar gold, and then I believe I used Gianna's gold to highlight, and that's basically it. And then I tried to give her a base that sort of generic, that could be anything, but I wanted it to, be in the sort of direction of it could be rubble in a city, which I think works, like concrete and the sand underneath the concrete. As I tried to find some reference photos, I glued on a little bit of a metal piece, which just to give an idea that, again, some metal rubble and all that stuff. So anyway, that was Black Widow. Let's take a look at Thor. Here we have Thor, the god of thunder. Much bigger model. I guess we could just do a quick size comparison. Boom. Yeah, he's huge. And he's beautiful, beautiful model. As a character, I don't like Thor as much as I do most of the other Avengers. He's a bit bland to me, though obviously his powers are cool, and Norse god, you gotta love that. I was a very big fan of the mythological Thor as a kid. And I like Thor fine. I just think he's better in the ensemble than he is solo. So the costume, I obviously red cape. You gotta have a red cape. And I use the same methods that I always do. You know, I shade with non-oil, and then I took a base here of I mixed 50-50, I think, maybe not exactly 50-50, but something like that, of Corn Red and Abaddon Black. Then I just started highlighting it higher and higher until I reached Corn Red while shading down. The hair is done the same way as I did my Gundabad Orc General. So, and I also used it in some of my dwarves, so you can look at some of my older videos to watch that, to hear how I did that. Then we have the missiles, that Belcher as the base, then Ironbreaker, and then the old chainmail. Same goes for the hammer and the helmet. The wings on the helmet was based with palette Witch flesh, and then I used a little bit of non-oil, and then highlighted it with skull white, or ceramic white, whatever they call it nowadays. The base of the boots and tunic is done with Incubied Darkness, and there's the same method of shading down, highlighting up, all that good stuff. And then there's just a few details, and obviously the rubble as before. So those are my first two Avengers. Do you think I did a good job on them? I'm very happy with them. It's so different, and I'm excited to get painting on the next character. This is going to be the next guy I'm painting, by the way. Oops. Yep. It was indeed Captain America, and I bought a few more paints to get him done. Oh, look at that beautiful sculpt. Such rich details in these models. Night models really knocked these models out of the park, so Captain America will definitely be done, I believe, before the next hobby vlog. I don't think I'll get Iron Man done. But yeah, so this was my hobby vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Support your wargaming hobby, and happy strategy battle gaming.